This Is Us. They're casting for a new show. You have no idea whether or not this show is going to be a hit.
No idea.
How do you hear about the audition for this? Because you had to audition for This
Oh,
Is Us.
yeah.
Were you insulted that you had to audition? You had done quite a bit of work.
No way I wasn't insulted. I mean, I audition. We all still audition, unless you're Meryl Streep. Like, that's the
Is that
part
true?
of being an actor.
I'll
Yeah.
bet you now you wouldn't have to audition.
Yeah, I do. I still do.
You
I still
do?
go in and meet with people, and absolutely.
Do you like auditioning?
It's like it's a certain skill set. You're walking into an uncomfortable situation with people you don't know. You're reading not with another actor. It's usually a casting director. So
Yeah, and they put no energy into
no
it.
no energy into it. So it's so much more nerve-wracking than
So
doing
you
the
had done
job.
an animated movie, right? You had
I had done Tangled, which Dan Fogelman, who created This Is Us, had written.
this guy Dan Fogelman's a genius. I mean, the
Genius.
way he puts together these scripts is really inventive.
Yeah.
So he has a script. He worked with you on this animated thing, and does he say to you, "Hey, I got a new show. Why don't you come in and audition?"
I mean, it's like 6 years apart.
Oh, it is. So
Yeah.
he wasn't thinking of you.
No way. I had just moved agencies, and we had all talked about the fact that, like, moving forward, maybe let's not focus on traditional pilot season, which I
Right.
had just gone through for like 4 years and nothing had come of it. Let's focus on like the Amazons and the Netflix and Hulus of the world that are sort of casting all year round. So I just signed with this new agent. We decided let's not look at like network pilot season. And then 2 weeks later, I get this script for the untitled Dan Fogelman project, and it's in like in October, which
And it's
is
a
off.
network show.
It was for NBC, it said,
Right.
and it was off cycle because pilot season's usually from January to like April. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, did we not just talk about the fact that like we weren't going to focus on network TV like NBC?
Right. You tried all that.
Yeah. And I was
Right.
like, I don't want to get my hopes up again, but I read the script sort of reluctantly. And of course, my jaw's on the floor.
The script knocked you out.
Script knocked me out.
Did you get the character right away? Did you understand that you'd have to play
No.
four different
Nope.
characters? In
None-
other words, you're
none of
playing
it's
an
in
old
the
woman.
pilot. No.
You have to play an old woman.
Yeah.
You have to play a young woman
Yeah.
who's dating kind
Yeah.
of thing. Then you got to play a young married woman who's
Mhm.
pregnant and all that
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, it's a very incredible, rich
But
role.
absolutely, but none of that's on the page in the pilot. Like the first episode, you're trying to understand how the show works and who all these people are and how these stories are related. And I'm just existing as like this woman who's pregnant with triplets who has the babies and there's a complication. I lose one of the kids, and that's sort of all you know from the first episode. So
So you really wanted this.
I wanted it. And I remember reading it and thinking like, wow, okay, cool. Like I don't really know who this woman is or where the story goes from here. There's the doors are open to like a multitude of possibilities of
How many actresses auditioned for that?
I don't know. But I went in at the very beginning. I remember I was one of the first people that read for it because the feedback was they liked you, but now they're going to go to New York and they're going to read more girls here in LA.
Oh, that's the
So you
worst.
probably won't hear for like a month or maybe 6 weeks.
Wouldn't it be nice to hear, hey, you did a great audition. You're it.
Of course.
Yeah, but they go, and that's the
But they were
hard
like,
part.
you're in early. We still have we want to go to other cities and read people and do
Would-
the whole thing. So I was like, all right.
And do you train yourself to not keep an eye on what's going on with that?
Yeah.
Because if you did, you'd go insane.
Insane.
If you're sitting by the phone wanting that
Yeah.
role, it's crazy.
Totally.
When you go in on audition for This Is Us, are you put with Milo?
Well, so 6 weeks later, I get a call like, okay, it's you and like 2 other girls.
Oh my God!
And there's going to be, so it's like 3 girls, 3 guys, and everyone's going to come in and do a chemistry read. So the guy.
Chemistry read.
A chemistry read.
Right.
Well,
But you
then-
gotta
and
see.
You got to see. So I remember hearing that Milo was the guy to beat. They love this guy, Milo Ventimiglia. And like, he's the front runner. And I was like, okay, yeah, I've heard of him. I vaguely know who he is.
Yeah, what had he been in? He did a couple
He
of
did
things.
Gilmore Girls and
Right.
that show Heroes. Like he's done
Yeah,
a
I saw my
lot of
Heroes.
TV. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
So I go into this chemistry read. Well, first, because there's not a ton happening in that first episode, Dan wrote this monologue that ended up appearing in the second episode where I basically confront my husband 8 years later about him drinking too much and it has to stop.
Because
and
they
he
got
has
to give you
be-
something to do.
They have to they have to sort of see like, can
Right.
she do this other thing that the show is really going to be based around?
Right.
So I did that monologue and then they brought me in to read with Milo. And, you don't know the person, you shake hands and you're like, "Hi, you're gonna be my husband now." Like,
Right.
nuzzle into my neck and let's pretend to be in love and about to be birthing 3 children.
That's why I think it's so hard to marry an actor or an actress because you have that ability to
To just
completely.
lock in with someone else.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's easier than others. Like him and I, it was instant, it was easy, it was effortless, it was like
You
right
felt
there.
something with him.
I did. I was like, "Oh, this is great."
Do you
Whereas sometimes you don't feel that.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
sometimes
kinda
you're like,
grossed out.
sometimes you're grossed out and you're like, "Oh, how am I gonna do like
Like, if the person's an asshole,
sure, you're like, "How am I gonna find some way to make them attractive in my brain?"
and what do? You just find like,
You
could you
find something to
like, "Hey,
fixate
I'm
on.
looking at his hair, it's nice. I can love his hair."
Yeah.